in this video, we race some world champions at Brands Hatch GP, and we find out why this Lamborghini had a crash on the start-finish straight. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video. We're doing a race, which we haven't done in a little while, and check that out. We've got two champions in here, Jossetti and Paul. But let's kick off this race then with a bit of a boost at the start as we accelerate towards one of those champions right now. If you do enjoy this video, as always, do give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. Now, I didn't go for the move here. You're probably going, Tidge, you normally would. I would normally, but because it's Paul up ahead, I thought, you know what? Let's try and keep up with the pack up ahead. And that's what we're going to try and do here as we go into Druids. Apologies if I sound a bit ill. I am ill. I've got man flu. Well, not slash. In quotes, the cold as we go into the left-hander. And Paul's connection's a little bit iffy there. A bit like my illness right now as we go towards that left-hand side then. And we're looking to try and get this move done on that champion then as we go into here. Some side-by-side action as we go through there back onto the straight then. So this race, there is many things that you can do in terms of strategy. You can pit on various laps, lap 4, 5, 6, even 7, or you could go for the no tyre change. Now, I thought, let's go for some racing, let's have some fun, and that's what I'm doing right now. So as we go on for a move here against Jossetti, of all people here, as we head towards the line. Jossetti came, I think it's third in this year's championship, as we go into the braking zone then on the inside of the NSX as well. Jossetti going for that cutback. Is it going to work? Yes, it is. Look at that beautiful defensive move there. Arguably opportunistic as well as we go into this right-hander for the second time of asking. Plenty of racing action here this week at Brands Hatch, which is good to see as well as we go into Graham Hill. And this race is really, really, really good fun. I'm not using a setup, and that's one thing I do want to talk about in this particular video, is you do not need a setup. Oh, hello, bit of contact ahead between those two. You do not need a setup at all for this race. Just jump in and go. Now, I do alter the brake balance in this particular race. I'm using +3 in the Megane trophy. And in the weekly race car, I use the Lamborghini as well, so you don't have to actually use the Megane trophy. We've got the NSX up ahead of Phantom as we go through this right-hander. And Phantom's going to understeer off a little bit. I think just stayed on there. Maybe I'll dirty tyres. We'll see as we go to the next corner. Way through here. Yes, they must have dirty tyres. They've understeered well off there. And we go up into P14. Oh, hello. A bit of smoke there. A bit of contact between Paul and I'm not sure who that is. I think that's the Russian driver Skello, maybe. As we go into the left-hander. Paul on the inside. I think that's the Russian flag anyway. As we continue on through that Skelco Games that loses out on 3 positions in one corner. I go for the move as well. Got a bit confused there with the wiggle as we go into the right-hander, and we can't capitalize on that one, unfortunately. But we are still in that slipstream as, oh, yellow flag. Somebody's dead there. We'll have a look at that one in a second. And we've got a Lamborghini, and I'm going for it. I was very worried with a ghost in there. We're going towards turn 1, side-by-side, 3 wide at one point. A little bit of contact. Ping-pong happens there. I'm trying to catch the cars. We catch it. The NSX touches me behind, and I think gets speared off by the Genesis. We'll have a look at that one in a replay shortly. But my word, lots of action on that lap there. The end of lap 2, start of lap 3. It all kicked off. Got a yellow flag ahead. I wonder what's going on here as we go through the left-hander. I can't see anything then. Let's go back to the previous incident here. So we're on board the Lamborghini. We've got Bombardier up ahead as we go through this right-hander. Oh, Bombardier goes off. Lamborghini tries to take avoiding action. Gets a slight contact on the rear. And this Lamborghini is so sketchy as well. Goes for the spin on the straight then as they look to catch it. Look at that. Somebody else trying to avoid the action as we continue on there then. There you see me. So going into this turn, by the way, what happened up ahead? So the NSX was the one that got speared off. So as we go through here, and oh yes, there's a slight tag by the Genesis up ahead. That was unfortunate, that really. Just with the way it all Constantinaed up. I couldn't really do much myself. And what was the yellow flag for at Graham Hill? So through the left we go on board the Spanish driver here. And oh, they just use too much of the exits and go for a spin there into the barrier. There you go, with damage as well. So we don't actually see them later on when we get back onto the racing action. So they did recover quite well here in P5. Now, this race has had all the action so far at the Genesis there. We're on board Paul right now as Paul goes for the move on the inside. Unfortunately, gets a slight tag there on the left-hander and gets forced off wide. And also going for a spin is Paul. And we're going to go on by. There we are. Bye-bye, Paul. We'll take that position. Thank you very much, mate. But I'm sure we'll be seeing Paul later on as they are a very quick driver. Why are you starting from last, Phantom asks? So that's a good question. And some people don't like the fact that some drivers do start from last. Why do I do it, you ask? Well, The reason I do it is I want to race. I want to have a good race. I find I get more racing action and more fun starting from the back. Now, if I started in the middle of the pack, arguably, some drivers wouldn't even see other cars in the first place. So everybody actually gets a better race. Now, some people do not like that. They want the fast drivers to start at the front. But it's the same situation in terms of cars. Why don't you use the Renault Megane trophy if it's the best car? It's the same situation. So enjoy the game how you want to play it. Same for the cameras as well. Why don't you use cockpit camera over chase cam or bumper? Enjoy the game how you want to play it. And that's what I'm doing right here. I like to start from the back as we go on the outside of Skelko here. Look at this. Side-by-side racing as we go to the next corner here. The right-hander. Side-by-side still. Beautiful stuff. Oh, the Genesis is off there. That's a bit scary for Skelko. And look at this. We're still side-by-side. This is amazing stuff. Amazing racing here. As we continue on through, we actually get it done. You see a smile from me there. Beautiful racing there with Skelko. Really well played there, mate. That was really, really, really good fun. As we jump back on the bumper camera. We're actually going to go a bit further on then. We catch up to Goma here up ahead. And let's see what we could do as we get onto the back straight then as we get on here. It's going to be in the slipstream, so we should have a bit of an advantage then. And here we go. They go defensive, going towards that right-hand side. Again, I am not using a setup here, so, you know, I am showing some progress. A setup would be slightly quicker, but it's not the end of the world. I'm still having fun. And that's the point. And round the outside at Hawthorns, you do not see that very often. And, yeah, well, we'll take that one. Hey, happy days. Up into P8 we go. We're a bit behind Canagio up ahead, who was the one who crashed earlier on that we did saw. Or, yeah, we saw in terms of advancing forward. Anyway, we're going to come into pits at lap number 6. And remember, you can cut the inside here, so make sure you do that over towards the left. And because we're coming in on lap 6, I'm going to change those tyres over. Get some brand new racing softs. And I love that TCR livery as well. So here we go, kicking off on to the exit then, and lots of cars up ahead, so plenty of action potentially still to come here in this race as we start lap number 7. What we're going to do actually, oh, somebody just quit. What's going on there? Well, we gained a place. It was Lamborghini. That was Lamborghini from the earlier incident. So through the right we go, then we've advanced a lap later, and look at this. Look at that. There's a huge pack up ahead, and I have fresh tyres, which is a win-win for me because that means I can really go at them with the additional grip. And that's what the point of this one is. So I've gone for the change of tyres in this situation. I do think this is the best strategy of the week. Not necessarily a no tyre change, but we are going to try with them shortly as we get behind Goma, then going through this right-hander. They understeer a little bit there. We'll take that position. Up into P9 we go. And look at this. We've got Paul up ahead. We said we see them again. Skelko's in there. The Spanish driver, Conejo, is up ahead as well. I can't see who's in front of them. So plenty of action still to come here in this particular race as we go into the final corner and continue on out. Paul looking to get the advantage there. Still lagging a little bit there. 2 bars compared to everybody else's 3. And we're going to go towards that left-hand side. Skelko on the inside. But I sort of read this really well, so I'll break it a little bit early here. Remember what Skelko was going to do? Paul did the exact same thing. Going for the cutback. I was like, okay, let's bump draft you through here, Paul. And that's exactly what I do here. Got to be very careful doing this because if I even remotely brake too late there, I'm sending Paul to Narnia. Slight out there mid-corner. That was my mistake. I just had way too much grip compared to Paul. And you can see there, we did benefit getting past Skelko. So up into P8 we go. Still, we can see 5 cars in the distance. Paul immediately in the distance, but 4 in front of them as we go into this left-hander. And there's fights still happening. Now, Brands Hatch, obviously, you're going to lose a lot of time fighting, and we have lost a lot of time in this race from fighting. Oh, it's still good fun, which is where the strategy comes in terms of when you pit. Now, Paul goes towards that left-hand side, and Paul's actually going to lift off here and let me go. Look at that. That's very kind of Paul. And the reason for that is Paul probably knows I'm on the fresher tyres, so he's going to let me push on here, even though I probably could have a decent battle. Through the next right we go, and I did drive the very best for the next few laps, that is for sure, as we advance to lap number 11 then, where we have slowly caught up to the Spanish driver up ahead, and also Tidgney, who's sort of a little bit like Tidgney, but the Spanish version, Tidgney, and going through the left-hander. We are looking to try and get that final position here of P6. Paul's kept up as well. Maybe I've helped Paul in terms of speed there with that slipstream on these fresher tyres. Who knows? So go through that final corner then. It looks like we're not going to get there. We do get a good run out the corner, but it's not enough here as we head towards the line, finishing in P7. But that's a good race. Very hard race. Quite aggressive in parts from people. But even so, good fun race there at Brands Hatch. And I really do like this race. It's very much up there. I'm glad I got it 7 out of 10 based on my scoring system. It's a really good one. It really is. We've got strategy. We've got racing. Good fun. And we've got a mixture of cars as well. We're seeing Alpha 4C in pole position as we get ready here. So this one, I'm not going to do a tyre change. Just going to do something different. And this is what I like because I can do different strategies in this race. Every race can definitely be different. I can race different people and try different things. makes it more fun. And that's all we want in Gran Turismo 7. So through turn 1 we go then. See there, my brake balance has gone to +5 now in this race. I was +3 in the last one. And that's because I know I'm not doing a tyre change. And those fronts do wear a little bit more than those rears. Sam goes for the move there on Timpet up ahead as we go into the left-hander. I do get a bit of a run here on Timpet, but because I'm going to come in the pits, I'm not changing tyres, so I might as well come in lap 1 and try and advance myself far into the grid. I'm just going to come in now and not go for the overtake and not lose any time. Sam comes in as well, which is a bit frustrating. Oh, as we both hit the barrier, I was thinking, oh no, strategy's going to be ruined. But even so, then I'm like, let's work together. We can team this, you know, a bit of bump drafting, we should be fine. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this race. We're going to bump draft each other and help each other out. I'll jump on board Luke Nadero here as we go through the left-hander. What happened to them on lap number 2? Oh, the rear went round. They continue to go around there as they go off the circuit at Graham Hill. That's quite a common thing to happen in... Oh, hello, where's Hazzetti going there? Basically on the grass. Rally crossing Hazzetti. So, Nadero does spin that round. We jump a bit further on here then. We're on board the Megane Trophy alongside Jorge there. As we go through here. Oh, they get it wrong. And unfortunately, Jorge is going to go off up ahead. What is kicking off there? Someone's got well hard into the barrier. We'll look at that one in a second. In fact, let's jump to it now then. The Genesis through the right we go up ahead. Big pack of cars as well. Somebody is off the circuit. Oh, it's Paul off the circuit. Trying to come back on. Unfortunately, loses the rear. Sends the French driver well hard into the barrier with this Valentino Rossi livery. And yeah, well, it's game over for them, isn't it, in terms of their race, because they'll have a lot of damage. And now, I'll rush to the pitters. Right, we continue on here. Catching up to traffic very quickly, which we did not want in this race, because the whole idea here is we want to avoid traffic for as long as possible to maximize the tires. But it is what it is. We've caught them up because of the accident. Let's see what we can do then as we continue on here. Then Timpet letting us go. In fact, quits. We used the old quit.exe there, and it made them disconnect from the server. Happy days, folks. If you want that hack, let me know. Trust me, it's not actually a hack. Right, lap number 3 here. I'm trying not to sneeze as well, so I'm doing a very good job so far as we go through the left-hander. Jorge up ahead, loses the rear in the Supra, into the barrier. There you go. Sam nearly follows suit here. We've got a good run on that Megane Trophy as we go towards the left-hand side then. We should have this position, and then hopefully Sam is going to start helping us. In fact, I'm going to tell you a bit of a spoiler. Sam does help us, knowing exactly what we need to do here, working together. As you can see, lap number 6. These are all the people that will be changing tyres right now. We've got Hazzetti in the pits there as well. We're actually going to jump the world champion here as we go into the right-hander. We've got Danny up ahead. Lots of Spanish drivers racing. I assume Hazzetti was streaming, so everybody following suit there. And you can see here Sam going for the move now. Sam felt they were quicker as they go into this right-hander, so I just let them go here. We've been working together, so I felt it appropriate to do that as we continue on out of here. But look in that rearview mirror. Who is that? Yes, you're right. That is Hazzetti. So what's Hazzetti going to do then? That is the question. There were fresh tyres, remember? I didn't think about that at the time. And Hazzetti goes down the inside here. Got to chase Cam. I left some room there because I saw the dive happening. But we're going to have the run on the exit because we're on the outside line. Here we go. A bit slipstream as well. As we continue towards the right-hander here, we pull over into that slipstream. And one thing I was not expecting is what's going to happen right now. Hazzetti sends it down the inside, so I give a little bit of room there. The smallest of taps. Now, that's a mistake. Of course it is. Unfortunately, it did cost me a little bit of time, but Hazzetti gets that move done. Well played, Hazzetti. At the time, I thought it was a bigger rub than it actually was, which is why I watched the replay just to confirm. And that was a brilliant move in the end by Hazzetti. So we're in P7 now, all said and done. Sam up ahead in the distance. So look who's catching up, it's Paul, but we make a small mistake there. I was going to let Paul go anyway after what Paul did in the previous race, but even so, that's job done for Paul, so I don't lose too much time other than the mistake that I just made. So what we're going to do, folks, is continue on through this race, and what we will do is go to the last lap, because there's not much that happens from this point. There we go. Paul does gain a few more positions, being on the fresher tyres, and it just shows you that the fresh tyre strat is that little bit better than the no tyre change strat, which we've done right now. We've only just got enough tyres at the end there on that front left corner of the car. Even so, good fun races this week. I do love this race. I think it's fantastic. Well played to Gran Turismo for hosting this one. I think it's the right amount of laps as well for the strategy. Arguably, I would like a longer race, but even so, the multipliers with the time seems about right to me. Well played to everyone who I did race today. Hopefully I answered the question about distance. Do check out those partners down below. Do get a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I will see you in another video or live stream again very soon.